On this quiz, you're showing us that you know how to use your calculator, that you know how to graph on the calculator and find the interesting points of a graph on the calculator. We're going to use polynomials, in particular cubics, but all of the skills you're using can be used for lots of different kinds of graphs. So our first thing to do is to type it in to the calculator. So here we go. We had a -2, x minus 2, x minus 1, x plus 4. Let me double check to make sure I got that right. Alright, looks good. Make sure again that you know the difference between the negative sign and the subtraction sign. This is crucial. Alright, we're going to graph it. I have no idea what my zoom is. Well, not bad, but I can't see the whole graph. I expect it to be a cubic. I expect it to go down, up, down. So I know I'm missing part of the graph down here. The first thing I want to do is get all the graph on here. Since I'm missing part of the graph that's to the down section, I need to change the y minimum. So I'm going to go to Window and change my y minimum so I can see more in the down direction. I change it to -30. I'm just guessing. That's not far enough, is it? We still need to go down. Let's try -50. There we go. We can see the minimum. We can see the maximum. I have a little bit of extra junk out here and out here, so I'm going to clean that up. I don't need to see this whole blank area over here. That's the x minimum. So I'm going to shrink the x minimum. Not by much. And I'm going to do the same thing to the x maximum. There's a bunch of blank space over here that I don't need to see. So I'm going to shrink the x maximum also. And now I have a cubic that looks like it's totally filling in the screen. That's the picture I want to draw. So on your quiz, you're going to draw that picture. Try to get the lines in about the right spot that they are. Go back and forth to see how it looks. Something like that. Now, get the window on your graph. I think it's easiest just to draw it right on the graph. Let's go back to our window. The x min was -6, the x max was 5. So I can say the x min was -6, the x max was 5. My y min, I ended up going down to -50 and up to +10. There's the window. I've labeled the window. Now I need to label the interesting bits. We've got a couple interesting bits. They are here, here, and here. Those are the zeros. We also have a maximum, oops, and a minimum. I said that in the wrong order. The zeros are very easy to find because they're written in the equation themselves. Here, x minus 2 leads to this 0, whoops, at +2. X minus 1 is that 0 at +1. And x plus 4 leads us to that 0 at -4. This is a cubic, so we expect it to have 4 zeros. This particular one has, or cubic has 3 real zeros. Sometimes they have some imaginary ones, but this one has 3 real zeros. Next, we're going to find the max and minimum. We need our calculator to help us with that. Tell the calculator to calculate. That's here. It's in blue, so type the blue button first and then say calculate. You could use the calculator to find the 0. The process is very similar, but as I showed you, it's easier just to look at the equation. We're going to use it to find the minimum. Okay? It asks us 3 questions, a left bound, a right bound, and a guess. First is the left bound. Use your right and left arrows to walk the little spider dude until it's to the left of the minimum. Here's my minimum. That is the left of my minimum. I hit enter. Then it says right, so I use my guy to walk to the right of the minimum. There, it's to the right of the minimum. Here's my minimum. To the right is there. Then I have to make a guess. It does not have to be perfect. The better you are, the shorter the calculator will take to find it, but it will still find it if you're not a very good guess. So I'm going to say guess is there. It thinks a little bit. It finds my minimum. I need 3 decimal places because that's what AP tests ask for. So it's negative 2.189 for our minimum. And negative 48.385. That explains why we had to go down to negative 50, because the minimum's at negative 48. Next, to find the maximum, same process. Tell your calculator to calculate. Now we're looking for the maximum, which is number 4. Again, I need a left guess. So I'm going to go over here to the left of the maximum. That's to the left of the there's my maximum. This is to the left. Then I need one to the right of the maximum. Here's my maximum. This one is to the right. Then I need a guess. The maximum is about there. The calculator tells you your answer, and you copy it down. 1.523. I rounded there. Did you notice? 2.756. Okay, so we graphed the calculator. First step was to graph it, and second step is to get a good window. Don't just go increasing everything the same distance. Notice we went from negative 50 to positive 10 to get the right picture. Think about your graph and then make your window. Then we found zeros, and last we used the calculator to calculate the max and min. Keep practicing.